until next month with a recommendation that the motion be removed and that two motions take its place. And I'd really like Don and Robin to join the writing team. But my motion is simple, to table it until next month.
Table
the plaque and its mission statement.
Yeah. Okay, the plaque. Okay.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Okay. All right.
Just want to table it.
All right. There's no discussion on a tabling of a motion. All in favor of tabling the discussion till next month's meeting, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed, say nay.
Nay.
Nay. All right. Appears the ayes got it. And the last thing that I need to bring up is a volunteer coordinator. The office management team is looking for a volunteer coordinator. This is a person who will coordinate anybody that needs volunteers, candidates, the parade, like Steve West needs volunteers to help him with the parade. They would make a phone call, and this person would have a list of people who are interested in the parade, or people that are interested in doing phone banking, or door knocking, or setting up, working with Young Republicans, cleanup, IT communications. We have volunteer signers outside the door when you're coming in if you wanted help with anything to see Kelly to sign up, and we had some last month. So if anybody's interested in being a person to coordinate volunteers, this person will keep a list of the different groups of people that are interested in whatever they want to do, they're passionate about. This is the person that people can contact. So please see me. I greatly appreciate it. And that's it.
Next up, Jim Cochran.
Jay, you're supposed to leave with that hat.
Where's the hat?
My name is Jim Conklin, Marion 6. I am rising to make a motion that this body approve $100 to scan in approximately 30 pounds of paperwork from the 80s. This organization had procedures for caucus night. It had procedures for executive leadership. There's approximately 17 to 20 procedural documents from that time frame in paper form. We have a volunteer that's willing to spend the hours it takes. The only reason I asked for $100, I'm expecting it to be closer to $50. But I would like to give that volunteer some money for their time, and no, it's not anybody in this room. So, do I have a second for the $100 for that?
Yes, sir.
Mr. West, thank you. Any discussion?
Good.
Are these procedures still valid?
No, the details inside of them still talk about Nixon and the beginning part of Reagan, but the documents are outlines. So it talks about all the things that will be needed for a caucus. It goes from, again, this is documents from when caucuses originally started. I'm not sure the exact year, Bill. What was the exact year caucusing started in this?
The caucusing has always been done, but it took on presidential importance in the late, I'd say for the Republicans, probably 1980. 1979 was the first of the straw polls and the first of the big shows in money.
And these documents were approximately the middle of the 80s, so they have a lot of the original information, a lot of the original history, along with a fantastic outline. The office management team, the book that we dug up, gives how you should manage keys and things like that. So there's ideas I didn't think of initially myself.
So we're still following these procedures?
Oh, God bless you. No, we're not. Other than
why bother?
Steve would like to talk. Go ahead. Just briefly.
You know, when you have one of the things that I've really hoped that we've been able to do over the last couple of years is we have some continuity. And one of the most difficult things for me when I moved from co-chair to chair was I got a box of stuff, none of which was relevant to the Central Committee. Really, you've been led by someone that has pulled the rules out of his duffel bag. really need a little foundation, a little, what do I say, a little bit of structure. And so we don't want to reinvent the wheel. I also like this stuff kept in that box that's going to be back in the room, so that future chair or co-chairs have something to go back to. And it's an important facet of continuity, because if something happens to myself or Cindy or anybody else in leadership, you've got some place to go.
Yes, ma'am.
Brenda Hart. Again, I think this is a great idea, but can we hold it off until after the elections? I mean, $100 can buy X amount of postage.
Any other discussion?
The reason we need the office management team is working on putting procedures and policies in place. We realized we needed them very badly of all the lessons we've learned in the last, at least I've learned in the last 3 months, of how badly we need procedures and how to do the credentials team, how to do this and how to do that. People, even how to be a precinct leader. A lot of us there's a lot of new people that have no idea what they're actually doing, and I'm fairly new at this. I've only been at this 3 years, and I'm still learning what I need to do. Even as a secretary, it's been trial and error, but I like to build this for the next person that takes over for me, so they won't have the hurdle that I had to overcome. They have it already in place, and all I have to do is just follow the procedures, step-by-step instructions, and they should be able to go from there.
I'd like to address that too. As a candidate, you have your own issues, but if we don't have procedures that people who come into the office, we will have an office that will assist our candidates. And if we don't have things, as you have volunteers, somebody's in today, somebody else is in tomorrow, somebody else is in the next day, you have to have some continuity, some things posted, some things that help, so that we are organized enough to help the candidates. Because without our central committee being organized so that you can pass the baton, we tend to confuse the candidates' own efforts. So in order to be the most effective for the candidates, we need to be more organized.
Yes, sir. Ma'am, sorry, I thought he had his hand up.
Karen Frank, 33.
Years old?
What?
Years old.
Absolutely. I came to this district from a different district just a year ago, and let me tell you, I have been aghast at coming into this big district and finding what crap you operate under. I came from a district that had some real procedures, and I expected to be able to step in here and be able to provide some help and some services. And frankly, it's been a mess. It would be very helpful to have something like this for you to look at. Maybe some of you have been here forever and you think you know what's going on, and some of the rest of you haven't been here at all and you don't know what's going on. There really needs to be some structure to this so that people who are coming in and want to serve can do so effectively. I feel totally stymied in being able to help out in this district, and I've been in politics for almost 50 years.
33, that's pretty good. Yes, ma'am.
Dan and I are really new here in this committee also, and I can just say that it's felt to me like coming into a job and not having a job description. Because I really want to help, I just need to know what to do.
Yes, Emma?
Yes, is this document going to be scanned and it's going to be on a CD, right? What's going to
scan them, we'll put them in a PDF, and we will be...
What's going to happen to those hard copies? Are you going to get rid of those?
I've been hanging on to them for 15 years now.
So you're still going to keep them, but other...
We could sell them. I mean, yeah, there's only one that I want to keep. There's some real history in these documents. What would be the alternative? I'm not going to throw them away.
No, I'm just wondering what,
If somebody wants a
how many
permanent storage
boxes are
container.
those?
We have it down to 1.1 box. Can't get them all in the box, and it's one of those boxes that carries copies. I saw another hand pop up, or, yes, sir?
I think it's a great idea to get the history documented on some form of electronic form. I don't know if there's any merit or benefit, but obviously storage of any type of documents is very difficult in a volunteer organization when we don't have a physical place. Jim knows that as a former chair. Many people know the challenges. Relating to the documents, would there be historical value in giving them to the Linn County Historical Society after we use them, just so they're preserved?
You should be my straight man. So this month, this is the only motion that I would like, but I could see you making a motion once we get these in, and you say, wow, this is really cool, I think we should move the permanent documents to wherever. The other thing that I expect the body to do is take a look at these and somebody make a motion other than me to say, I'd like to start writing a current version of this manual. This is sort of like me putting sugar in front of all you people that like sugar, and I'm hoping that people just start to bite and chew on it. Yes, sir?
So we're deciding whether or not we're going to scan the document?
I'm asking for $100.
Right, I call the question.
That takes 2/3. Those in favor of calling the question, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, thank you. So now we are voting on the approval of $100 to scan in all these documents. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, say nay. Thank you, guys. I am now going to do what David Chung quite often does. David, where are you? Okay, well, David says, I'm going to take well-deserved personal privilege for just 1 second. How many of you in here have less than 3 months in this central committee? How about, just anybody here new starting January then? Okay, good. I thought there was a lot more new people. This is Joni. Ready? Hi, Joni. The reason this is important is she was introduced as our elector nominee earlier, and it's important for me, should grow to be a family for you as well. These are like-minded people most of the time. Most of the time I get along with them. This lady I get along with all the time, and I am so proud to know this woman. So, Mr. West is the only other one that competes with her for years of service. Yeah. So thank you, Joni, and now you all know who Joni is.
For nominating me for presidential elector. It would have never happened without him. And then, Linn County, you were the guys that pulled it in. And I can't thank you so much. You just wonderful.
Yes, sir, Mr. Keel.
Jim, for everybody's benefit, I was down in the Davenport Romney event yesterday, and one of our Republican candidates, Mitt Romney, called Joni out personally and identified her to the Scott County crowd. So,
Joni made Letterman one year when she did get to go down to the convention. I believe the dance is... you too can be on Letterman if you dance at the convention. So, the other part, for those of you who are new, is I'm the entertainment, I hope, for this central committee. So, part of my entertainment is this thing called the organizational team. So far, the first 2 times we've met, we've had a total of 12 people each time. Okay, now the rest of you need to begin to understand. You don't come to this meeting to learn. Come to the organizational meeting. And, of course, I'm standing up here and I don't know the next date, but I will get it. And it will be sent out. I apologize. This Saturday it is? This Saturday, after the parade. It's at 4 o'clock. Now I remember. 4 o'clock, and it'll be at the Starlight. Starlight. Okay. The key thing to understand about the organizational team is I don't know what I don't know here in the Central Committee. I would like to get started. So, This Saturday, there are several teams that are going to begin to develop. They have to put together the schedule for upcoming things called the caucus in 2 years. It's only a gubernatorial caucus, so it's a nice way to start. They have to start putting the dates in place. There are several other things that we can do, like the convention, so that we begin to put procedures in place. Those are 2 of the documents that we'll try and scan in first. The organizational team tries to organize the meetings and the flow. So if you say to yourself, gosh, I only got about 1 hour a year I can share with the Central Committee, other than my Tuesday meetings, come join the organizational team. There is something you should be able to do. Come knowing how much time you have and what your skill sets are. Which brings me to the other team. We need people to step forward that want to be part of a vetting team, because this Saturday we will be putting together basically a group that's going to have a survey that not only goes out to you people, but will be going out to many people in the county in the future. We're hoping to tie it into some of the candidates. We're hoping to tie it into what people like to volunteer. And it's the kind of thing where we can bring in a couple professionals so you can learn how it's done, but we'll be calling it the vetting team so that this organization can begin to develop and know what other skills are. For example, if you need somebody to take pictures, you contact Bill. If you need somebody that knows the finances, you contact our treasurer. But what about a lot of other things? Who do you call for Romney, Joni? Who do you call for Ron Paul, Tim Pugh? There are people that you can call, and these organizational teams will begin to develop that knowledge. And forgive me if I forgot many of the other presidential candidates. I need to move on with this idea of vetting. So this Saturday, 4 o'clock, Starlight. Thank you.